Hey everybody, my name is Sean Hansen, and for my project I decided that I was going to show you guys how to make ice cream at home. Now obviously there's many ways you can make ice cream at home, whether it's through like a hand churning machine or an automated one or various other equipments that you could buy from Amazon or wherever. But all we're going to need today is actually two different size plastic bags, preferably a gallon bag and then a sandwich bag. Any bag should work. And then we're going to need about a fourth of a cup or so of some rock salt. And then we're going to use about a cup of half and half. Now with the liquid you can use half and half, whole milk, or heavy whipping cream, but it has to be one of those three because of the fat content that's needed to get that kind of ice cream consistency. Obviously we're going to use some sugar, which I have in a little bowl right here. And then preference of flavorings, I'm going to use vanilla extract just to be basic. And so with all that being said, let's get right into the actual process of making it. As I mentioned, we're going to be taking a cup of half and half, so I got that right here. We're going to pour that. Now I'm just pouring it into this container for ease. Right now we're going to be pouring it into a little bit smaller bag later, but just for the moment. We're going to do a tablespoon of sugar. Put that in there. And then, like I said, some vanilla extract. You could do a teaspoon. I'm probably going to do a teaspoon and a half just because I like vanilla. So, about a teaspoon and a half. I'm going to set this all aside real quick. From there, we're going to take our quarter cup measuring cup. We're going to just pour some rock salt into that. Now this isn't going into the ice cream itself, this is just for when we actually put the bag in the other bag filled with ice. The whole point of this experiment is to show the effects that adding salt to ice has on the temperature itself. So as mentioned, we have a quarter cup of rock salt that I'm going to add to a bag in a bit, but for the time being we have these two containers. One with regular ice, one with ice mixed with some salt and a little bit of water to help it dissolve. Now looking at the temperature of this thermometer that I have, you can't really see too well, but this one reads just about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to stir this one up a little bit, and you can already see the temperature dropping. It went from around 32 degrees Fahrenheit to just about 22 and a half degrees Fahrenheit. So the question is, why does salt make ice colder? Or in this case, some salt water. Why does it make it colder? Well, we know that the freezing temperature of water is 32 degrees. What salt does is it lowers that temperature, allowing ice to melt and not refreeze. That's why people often use salt to cover their driveways, sidewalks, to help prevent the formation of ice. But in this case, it helps keep water cold enough so that when we shake it around with another bag full of the cream that I've already prepared, it gets it below that freezing temperature. So with that brief explanation of what salt does and its impact on the ice itself, we're going to take this quarter cup that we've prepared, pour it into this bag with some ice. Now this is that half and half cream, the tablespoon of sugar, and about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm going to kind of nestle this in there, make sure everything's sealed up tight. And so for the next 5 to 8 minutes, I'm going to be shaking this up, periodically giving updates, or at least an update on when it starts to get firm. So I will see you then. It's been about 5 minutes already. Got a little stopwatch going. Totally forgot that it was going to get pretty cold, so I got a towel about midway through. But if you take a look, you can already kind of see that it's already getting firmed up quite a bit. So we're going to put this back in, and I'm probably going to shake it for another maybe minute or two, and then I'll come back hopefully with the final results. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes, and as you can see very clearly, it is a lot more firm than it was when we first started. Now, of course, if you want it, it's still a little bit squishy, so if you wanted it a little bit more firm, you could keep going. But for the time being, I'd like to get a quick temperature check. So I have that same thermometer from earlier that I tested the temperature on. And keeping in mind that water freezes at 32 degrees, after about a quarter cup of rock salt, this bag of now salt water basically is clocking in at just about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so about 22 degrees lower than freezing, which is again is what allows us to get that frozen consistency. Okay. So I cleaned up everything a little bit. I got an ice cream scoop, so we're gonna go in, try to scoop this out. So again, it's definitely more of a soft serve consistency, but as you can tell, it's way more frozen than it was when we started with it. So after getting that off, come on. The biggest takeaway from this experiment is that we've learned that salt is able to reduce the freezing point of water about 20 degrees Fahrenheit in this instance with that bag of ice back there, as you can see. Other than that, this was a fun experiment to do. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.